You're in the Business Insurance Zone with me, Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and contributing author to Backroom Technician. This week on The Biz, the Video Sales Soap Opera Series 2. And on today's show, Compensation and Performance, with special co-host and creator of Selling Technologies, Michael Mainardi.
When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.
Well, welcome everyone to the Business Insurance Zone. I'm your host, Steve Savant, and we're broadcasting to a nationwide audience of financial advisors right here in Fountain Hills, Arizona, home of America's largest fountain. And with us, day 4, talking about video entry-level, gatekeep smashing videos that'll get you in front of people, Michael Mainardi. Hey, Michael.
Steve.
I love this because I'm looking at a topic today, and we've been talking about video. Last week we talked all about it with business killers. This week we're talking about it on the family level of business. These 2 weeks of videos are going to show you where the market's going, how people are getting in front of people to make a difference. This video, I gotta say, of all the videos that I've seen, this is the one that caught my eye because I've never seen anybody actually address it. When you think about this, my kids are gonna take over my business. Okay, let's say I'm okay with that. And let's say the succession plan's in order, whether it's for life and or disability, and we're moving forward with it. Now the kids go, well, I kind of have a self-value on what I think my comp should be, and there's all of a sudden we start going into compensation, what's my guarantee, what's my performance, what's my bonus. I never really saw that in a real business succession plan going forward and trying to earmark up front, right, what is going to be my children's compensation and the arguments that this can cause.
Well, think about this. Every employee probably believes they should be making more than they make, or that they're not being compensated for their performance. But now let's interject the whole family scenario. I've got to go to my father or my mother and tell them, I think you're underpaying me. How does that conversation go?
Well, I think it doesn't go well. And not only that, but I mean, do the reverse. My kid just came to me in my office telling me he doesn't think I'm paying him enough. I'm thinking about the father who knows this guy probably inside and out, his work ethic, his organizational skills. Does he know the business? Will his actual accounts accept his son? Remember, sometimes the father is the franchise. Sometimes mother is the franchise. And now we're handing it to the kids, and there's kind of a step down perception from other accounts.
Again, and the father or mother probably believes the child's being overpaid. Because they've essentially been shepherded into this thriving business. So again, how does the advisor help the business owner get these issues out on the table?
Well, to me, when I first saw it, I thought, boy, do I want to be involved in being the guy that brings this to the table, you know, the topic and the subject, because it sounds kind of controversial. But the really good thing about this is bringing these things to the light, because they're already in everybody's subconscious. Everybody's thinking about this independently. To bring this to the table, you have to remember, part of our job as an advisor is we do have kind of take on some pastoral characteristics. And sometimes you got to bring these things to the table and make people confront their fears.
What does that do for the value of the advisor? If they can actually demonstrate that, look, I understand this problem, but I can help you fix it.
Yeah, to me, anything that you can do redemptively to bring this kind of, which to me would be an obvious conflict issue, to bring this to resolution or to talk it through. I've been through this before. You're not alone. You're not the first person that has struggled with these ideas. Now I'm bringing to the table this kind of idea, solution, and it's redemptive, and to make it work so that my family isn't torn apart by the infighting and feeling I'm getting paid more than my brother, or my brother's shorting me because he's really the senior partner. All those things are kind of solved in this discussion, but it brings it out on the table. I want you to watch this clip, and I want you to think about how would you present this without this video.
You know, I've been with the company for 16 years and Michael makes more money than I do. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right career choice.
Jen, you've got a good job and you make a good salary.
Oh, really? You do know he makes a lot more than I do, don't you? Even though I've been there longer? You do know that, don't you?
Yeah, you've mentioned it before, Jen, about 6,000 times.
And why is that, do you suppose? Because he's a man and I'm a woman?
No, I think it has more to do with the fact that he has a lot more responsibility.
You know, I bet you guys have a secret handshake too, don't you?
I offered to bring in consultants. I've given him 100 other ideas. He's just against retiring.
Well, Jennifer isn't much help. She is really protective of your dad.
Yeah, but it isn't really Jennifer's fault. Everything she knows about the business, she's learned from Dad. She just doesn't know any better.
Well, maybe you should talk privately with your mother.
No way. I'm not going behind anybody's back. I just feel like there's so much more we could be doing to accelerate growth in the company. Dad's just used to doing things one way. And frankly, that's the only way Jennifer knows, too.
So what are you going to do?
All I know is Dad is never going to retire. So what kind of future does that leave for me?
I think both Michael and Jennifer are so wrapped up in their own agendas, they've lost track of Dad's.
What do you mean?
Well, Michael thinks he can revolutionize the packaging industry, and Jennifer wants to take over and keep things running exactly like Dad.
But they've always been like that.
I know, but with Dad and Mom thinking about retirement, Michael and Jennifer are in no mood to compromise.
You're not directly involved in the business, honey. There's really nothing you can do about it.
I know, but the business is so mixed up with the family's finances. I don't think there's any way the business will survive if something happens to Dad.
Your day wasn't all that bad, was it?
Just Jennifer and Michael again.
Now what?
Oh, same old sibling rivalry. It's amazing to me how both of them can talk about business issues so confidently without really knowing what they're talking about.
Bill knows that.
No, he knows, but he can't do anything about it. I mean, they're family. What can he do?
Retire and put you in charge, which is what he should have done 5 years ago.
I'm more qualified than either one of them, true. But then they don't have to go through annual performance or salary reviews like the rest of us.
Maybe you should talk to Bill again.
Nah, nothing's going to change. I owe it to Bill to help him get the new office open, but after that, well, I'm not sure if I want to stay on any longer.
I don't think the children have their own personal agendas or anything.
No, I know. It's just that I don't think they realize that I don't have a clue about how to retire now, or even 5 years from now. You know, everything that we have is tied up in the company or this house.
That's why they keep suggesting that you talk to other people.
Elizabeth, I have talked to people. We just cannot live the way we do now if I retire.
Bill, sooner or later, you're going to have to slow down.
Look, it's not that I'm against retiring. You know, I think we both deserve it. I may even come to like it. It's simply that I do not know how to do it.
I'm going to ask you again. How would you have presented this yourself? This video is doing it for you, and I think this is an excellent piece, I have to say.
Well, I have to admit, we're asked by advisors a lot, how many years have you been in the insurance business? And the answer is, we're not in the insurance business, we're in the human behavior business, and we happen to have a unique perspective on insurance and financial services.
Wow. Well, when we come back from the break, we're going to continue talking about compensation and performance and watch another powerful video with Michael Mainardi. And don't forget, you can try Family Matters absolutely free for 30 days at www.familymatters.bz/thebiz.
You're listening to the insurance industry's #1 resource for products, planning ideas, carrier information, and interviews you can use. When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.
Did you know the average 401k runs out of money just 7 to 8 years into retirement? Time Magazine, the Wall Street Journal, and many other publications have warned of the difficulty of saving with a 401k. But what if there was a way to create tax-free lifetime retirement income with no stock market risk? Good news, there is.
You know, living in fear of the next market dive is not the way I want to live my life.
Why would I go out there and take on risk when I don't need to?
I have a lot less stress knowing I can't lose any more of my retirement savings in the stock market.
Call now to receive your free, no-obligation analysis of what this retirement vehicle could do for you, a comparison to your current retirement plan, and a free video that explains this exciting opportunity. Start planning a retirement you can enjoy instead of worrying about future tax increases and stock market losses. Creating income that will last your entire life is the most important thing you'll ever do. Take control of your future. Call now for your free analysis, comparison, and video.
Well, welcome back to the Business Insurance Zone. I'm Steve Savant with Michael Mainardi. And remember, you can order today's materials at thebiz.tv, and while you're out there, click on the Backroom Technician icon right on the Biz blog for a 30-day free trial offer for the best needs analysis from Backroom Technician. It covers almost every financial planning scenario that's out there. And just a heads up, before moving forward with any of the ideas you hear on our show, always consult your tax advisor or legal counsel, as well as your compliance officer if you're so FINRA licensed. We're talking about compensation and performance with Michael Mainardi. And Michael, what I really like about this next segment is we're going to talk about having from a consultant point of view. Now we're going to kind of give you an advisor. What do they look like? Every one of these videos on Family Matters has a consultant video. Now we've talked about, here's the video that talks about the challenge. Here are the 3 option videos that will come on behind it. But now we're bringing a substantial legal authority. And by the way, on this video, you pulled a big one. Talk about the person who we're featuring in this consulting video today.
Well, when we finished the program, we figured where's a logical place to go and show this? And the logical place was to go to Family Business Magazine. We went down, we had a little conversation with the editor-in-chief, Barbara Spector. She looked through the vignette. She said, I have one question for you. Can I be one of the consultants in the program? And so we said, here are the topics. Why don't you take your pick? And her favorite was compensation and performance. So Barbara Spector is the associated consultant for those vignettes.
Now, what I really like about this and Family, this is another where you leverage. This is a perfect example of taking what we did it as a consultant adjunct to the video. But honestly, to me, this is just Steve talking. Now I'm name dropping, okay? I like third-party authority. I have Barbara in this video. I'd be making sure that this video is seen by a lot of people because that magazine would be the next thing I'd send that person. I'd send them a family magazine, family, what is it called? Family Business Magazine, right?
Yep.
I would be sending that out there because to me, that's where people start saying, oh, this person's part of this package. They see that there's a natural alliance here, and this is a great idea. And especially the magazines probably cost nothing to buy, so I just pick up the subscription for a year and send that out and see what kind of traffic. And when we're off the air, I'm going to try to do that myself. Because you know how I like ideas, you know?
Great idea, and I believe there's actually a newsletter associated with Family Business Magazine that the advisor could subscribe to, and I'm 99% sure it's free.
Well, when I think about a free newsletter like this and sending out, and remember, I love the video issue. Now we have a consultant, a person that's known in the United States, an editor of a major magazine that deals with the very topics we're talking about, having that third-party endorsement. I love the issues like this. That only just substantiates. But remember, keep in mind that every one of these videos has a consultant video attached to it. So when I look at that, I'm thinking, and we have had some people come into the studio and say, boy, I'd like to even do my own. Well, now that's a little bit different cost and so forth. But you want to do your own consultant for your own practice? You could do it if you think you're camera ready and ready to go. But honestly, when you look at these people have done it for you. And again, how would you approach this situation? What would be your answer as a consultant? I love it when we get people on camera that can actually articulate what we're talking about, and it brings such power for the close because they're going to sit there and relax. I have a person that's coming to me that really knows what they're talking about and has a magazine and a newsletter that's nationwide. I can actually relax now. I think I'm in the hands of a seasoned advisor.
That's the way. And what the advisor will see is the issues are common, and they'll see them in the vignettes, they'll see them in her magazine, and they'll see them reiterated in the newsletter.
Again, I want you to watch this clip because it's really great. Barbara does a great job. Just sit back and could you have done this? Because this kind of is, I love third-party endorsements.
This scenario raises a number of issues that unfortunately occur in many business families. The sibling who has never worked outside the family company has no basis to compare the market value of her skills. The sibling with outside experience has a broader perspective on the industry, but he may not have what it takes to lead the business in the future. While the brother is pushing for innovation, the father and sister insist on doing things the way they've always been done, not an environment conducive to healthy growth. Meanwhile, the key non-family manager finds himself in the middle of the 2 siblings who are vying for leadership of the company. He has to deal with the family dynamics in addition to issues facing the business. Essentially, his hands are tied. His frustration and lack of control could very well lead to Bill losing a key employee. Everyone recognizes it is time for the father to retire, including the father himself. But he has not properly planned for retirement, which may be contributing to his resistance to take any steps, including changes to his business operations. If the competition between the children escalates, they may not be able to work together successfully as partners when their father is no longer there.
That was a great clip from a consultant that's not only nationwide, but every single one of these videos has a consultant on it. Why'd you go through with that idea? That's a great idea.
We just think it's a good third-party endorsement, and frankly, some advisors will say, well, look, I'm the consultant in the room, and the way the program is structured, they can show Barbara and all the other consultants, or they could skip them.
Right. I love the option on that. And by the way, for the first couple, I might show the consultant video instead. Well, that's our show for today. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or email me, steve@thebiz.tv. Well, that's the Buzz on the Biz for today. You've been in the zone, the business insurance zone.
You're listening to the insurance industry's #1 resource for products, planning ideas, carrier information, and interviews you can use. When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.